Good morning. This is Kathy from Spectral Web Services, wanting to show you how to set up your advanced search in Ghost. It'll take us just a couple minutes. My search integration makes use of your existing Algolia account. Actually, we'll make an Algolia account as part of this. Um, and for most sites, we'll run within the included usage in the Grow plan. So given that I'm not charging for the search integration, and many users find that their content fits within the Grow plan. This is likely to be either no cost or very close to no cost for a substantial upgrade in the quality of your search. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So we will hit the Get Started button and put in an email address. Something that is not my regular email address. And then I'll need to check my email, which I will do off screen. So just like with Ghost, I'm looking for a magic link. And once I get that magic link, I will click it and it will get me signed in, at which point you'll see that now all of your tools have buttons. There should be a widget here, but there's not. Let's go ahead and let's just click the search service. When we get here, it's going to tell us to select a site. We actually need to create a site. Nothing like making video to realize that your onboarding flow is slightly wrong, huh? Okay, so create a site. Give your site a name. This is my demo site. I'm going to click settings to get in there. And then I'm going to scroll down and find that integrations link. Okay, we'll click over into the custom tab, and then we'll add a custom integration. It's a good idea to give each of your integrations their own API key so that if you later want to revoke access for one, you don't have to turn off multiples at once. So we'll just go ahead and we'll call this search and click add. If you'd like it to have an icon or a description, you could, not required. So I'll just go ahead and click save on that to make sure that Ghost has it. And then the things I need here are going to be this API URL and this API key. So I'm just going to click copy. Okay, so I'm going to paste in my Ghost API key that I got from my integration. I'll have to roll that key once I release this video. That's okay. That's a thing we can do. And then let me also go ahead and grab from Ghost Admin my API URL. I always prefer to copy paste instead of doing it manually so that I get it just right. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to click Add Site. My Ghost Access token here is my admin key. The search package needs an admin key to be able to set the webhooks for you, which is about a 10-minute time saving, maybe more. They're kind of a pain. And also to be able to read your content, to keep it in sync over time. So let's go ahead and let's click that Add Site button. And then after we have done that, we're back at the Tools page. Let's get ourselves into Search. Okay, here we are. Now it wants some Algolia credentials. So we will go over to Algolia, just algolia.com, and we'll go ahead and we'll click Get Started, and we will make a new account. Let us see if we can pretend to sign up with work email that's actually Gmail. I'm not sure it'll do it. Okay, we will accept the terms of service and click sign up. You should read them. Save that. And then it will want me to verify my email address. So I'm verifying my email. Do I write code? Yeah, I do. But you can say yes or no. It doesn't actually change what happens here. Okay, no thanks. I will import my own data. And at this point, we don't actually need to do anything else here, except, let's see, we can click skip for now. We're going to let my Ghost integration do all the rest of the work. You just need to get to this screen, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to click upgrade. If you don't click upgrade, you're on the build plan. Build plans have super short limits for how long your individual records that are being searched can be. And unless you publish the shortest, pithiest content, you probably will not be able to do it on their build plan. Additionally, the build plan has Algolia branding required to be displayed. I'm not set up to do that. Most people are better served by being on the Grow plan. So let's go ahead and let's click upgrade. And we'll go ahead and click Grow. And so you can see what's included here. You should confirm that it hasn't changed. But we get our first 10,000 requests a month are free, no charge. They won't bill you. If you're doing search as you on submit, when somebody clicks the search button and search runs, that means 10,000 searches. If you're doing search as you type, where the search results are happening sort of live before people click the enter or click the submit button, then figure that it's probably 5 or 10 requests per what a user would perceive as a search. Lots of sites you could do either and still fit in the limits. Okay, so that's good. We don't need recommend. We don't need anything else. There is, let's see, they want us to pick a region. They've only given us one choice. Well, that makes it easy. So then we will just go ahead and review and confirm. And then they're going to want some details. So I will give them some details. Okay, so after you've finished putting in your information, you should see this congratulations, your application has been upgraded to Grow. Let's go back to the dashboard. All right, and then it's going to display your API keys here initially. If you need them later, they are also under settings in this lower left corner, and then API keys. So you have 2 places you can get to them, okay? We are going to get these keys into Ghost. So we're going to need, or into the tools integration. So we're going to need our application ID. We'll just use that little copy button. And then let's get ourselves back over to the tools screen and put that app ID in. We need the right API key, WRITE. So again, let's look at our keys and grab the right. We don't actually need admin. To get that key, you'll need to click show. It's going to tell you that you should not use it in front-end code. Not to worry, I am not using it in front-end code. So you click reveal, and then you can copy it as well. So back to our right key, and then it will also want a search-only key. So let's do that. We'll copy that search-only key and put it into our tools. We will, let's go ahead and let's click search enabled also while we're here. And you can decide for yourself whether you'd like to index your tags or authors for searching or not. Lots of people have one author on their site, so indexing it does not make sense. But if you're a big multi-author newsroom, then you might very well want to make your authors searchable. So that's something you can change there. Once you like it, hit save. Think for a couple seconds and say search config saved. Okay, next up, we're going to hit the button for webhooks. Webhooks are going to synchronize our Ghost site with our Algolia database so that whenever we publish or edit a post, our search index gets updated. One thing to know, if you're doing bulk actions, like you're importing a bunch of post content, or you're bulk deleting from the list of posts, that does not trigger a webhook. And so the search app will not immediately know about it, and you'll need to reindex. Okay, so we've gone ahead and set up the webhooks. It just automatically happens. You can ignore all this. Look what I did. You do not want to make them manually. It's a pain. Next up, we need to set up our search index. So we'll click that. That's a do it once and don't need to do it again. And it's thinking, but if we take a look over in Algolia, let's look over in our Algolia dashboard. Here we are. And if we look in search, now we see that we have a tags index and a post index, but there is no content yet. So the next thing we need to do is we need to index our content. This says backfill and reindex, but it's also your how do I get content there in the first place? You just need to click this reindex all content button and it'll sit there and think for a little while. If you have 5 posts, it'll be a short while. If you have thousands of posts, it will be rather longer than that. And so, but that should get it going. Let's see. It says reindex complete because I have like no posts. Do we like where the feedback button is? We don't. That may be fixed by the time you use it. Okay. And then finally, we need to install on site. So you're given a snippet here that you could drop in your site. There are also, for those of you who'd like to tweak some additional attributes and sort of what they do, those would go in this SWS search section. So if you'd like to change your title or you'd like to change your layout, there are 2 options. You can tweak this a little bit. We also have dark mode support. It's on auto by default, but if you prefer always to have your search be white or dark because that better matches your theme, do it. But anyway, I'm going to hit this copy button. I'm going to copy it. Okay, we're back at our Ghost site and we're going to code injection. And in our site footer, we will just go ahead and paste that code, and we will hit save. For those of you curious, our search app is not secret, and this search key is actually access restricted. It's not just a front-end key, or it's a front-end key with added restrictions that it only works to retrieve certain content. So this is protecting if you have paywalled private content, that content is searchable, but somebody can't use Algolia as a way to read it. They need to read it on Ghost. Okay, so we have hit save, and now let's get ourselves over to our front end site. And here we are. And you hopefully have a search button. I have a search button. Let's click it and see what happens. And there we go. That's it. That's our search. There is not very much in my test site, but you'll see I'm also using my test site to test my digest builder. So the apparent there are too many posts and they're all the same. That's me. It's a bad test set. But you can see here because I'm on search on submit that I get results pretty much instantaneously when I click search. Otherwise, if you have reconfigured it to be search as you type, results will just start trickling in as somebody is typing. And here you see we have posts and we have tags. I don't have any hits for this tag. Maybe we'll search for something else that might give us a hit. Okay. And so yeah, we have a tag called newsletter. It only searches public tags. So that's our newsletter tag. And then we can see our posts that have the word news in them. And there you go. That's it. We did the whole thing in how many minutes? Not very many. Please try it out. I hope you'll like it. And while you're there, check it out. I have a bunch of other tools, and they're all built to make using Ghost work just a little better.